If you guys are looking for any cheap and reliable coins, check out MMOPO.com. Use the code PINGU at checkout to get 8% off. Guys, welcome to Season 3, Episode number 2 of the Derby Crowroad Live. And to start off this episode, I've literally just turned off the radio, listening to the Barnsley game, and it looks like we're going to be losing 2-0, and going into the international break, it's very likely that Derby will be changing manager, so, you know, I'm currently pretty free, so if they want to give me a chance, then it'll be very interesting to see what does happen over the next couple of weeks over the international break, though. Obviously, the takeover is very soon on. But yeah, just going back to this career mode, I think we're doing really well. We're in the Champions League, of course, after 3 seasons. And in between the 2 episodes, I basically waited as long as I could. I got your guys' responses on transfers and stuff like that. And what I've done is added quite a few goalkeepers, because I think that's the area we can go to that next level. So I've got the likes of Keylor Navas. He would only cost us about 12 million, which for an 85 rated goalkeeper, you know, he's going to do a good job for a season. Obviously, a Champions League veteran, getting to the final in the last 4 or 5 years. I think it's five years in a row. Keylor Navas has got to the final. Also, Neto, Mendy we've added to the shortlist as well. Like, brilliant in that FA Cup final. I think goalkeepers that are like over 6'5" are just unbelievable, just because of the height. And yeah, I've also added Nick Pope, obviously a very good Premier League goalkeeper. Does save with his feet as well, which is a good trait to have. We do have Jan Sommer here, would cost us, you know, about the same as Nick Pope. Obviously he's 3 years older, but the issue with Sommer is probably his height at only 6 foot tall, not exactly the best. We also have Galini here from Atalanta, a good goalkeeper, and then we have a couple of really good ones, which for a price of, you know, 19 million, I wouldn't mind them for a year. We've got Manuel Neuer from Bayern Munich, and we have got Handanovic from Inter Milan, again about 12 million, which, you know, it's the same as Keylor Navas. I wouldn't mind that for a year. You know, I think it would sort that goalkeeper position. I don't think they'll decline too much because they're playing pretty much every game. Obviously, we can either sell Ramsdale or use them as a backup. We've also got Haradecki, Berkey on this list as well. Maybe slightly more expensive and not quite what I need, especially Berkey. I think I will remove him at 25 million. That's a bit too much. And yeah, I've also added a few defenders here. We've got David Alaba. I think he'd be like the perfect left back, of course. Really good player, and obviously would convert him to that left back. But I found a really good one actually here in Gulam from Napoli. He's a free agent now, so it wouldn't cost us anything. And I think this is how we kind of have to start the episode. I think it's too good not to sign. He also has the giant throw-in trait. Also, Alexandro here, about 30 million, which I wouldn't mind as well. Same with Juan Bernat, but I might just remove Bernat at 40 million. That's a bit too much. That's pretty much all of our money. We also have Ait-Nouri. I'm not too sure how to say his name. He's 21 years old. Would obviously be a long-term option. Same with Malacia. Acuna is a bit of a short-term option, a bit more of a left mid, but can play left back, of course. Oliveira from Getafe, and Ayrton and Ruben Vinagre. So there's a number of good players here that I've added to the shortlist, and I think it's kind of a no-brainer to go for Gulam because he is a free agent. He would be around 80 rated, so let's go into this and see what kind of wages and what kind of contract he's looking for. So I think the free agents that we did sign from last season have obviously made a massive impact on the club, so we'll give him a rotation role because that's hopefully what we'll be giving him, and he has accepted that. It's a bit of a shame he doesn't have a scanned face. I'll give him could just give him a 1-year deal, to be honest, but I think we'll give him a 2 just because then it gives us that option to sell him on in the second year. He'll still be worth, like, you know, a good 10 million, I think. And now into the wage, which I was kind of hoping he'd come in with. Just trying to think what kind of wages. Probably about that, 30k plus a 250 signing on bonus. And hopefully he accepts that. He might push it up a little bit. And there we go. We have gone to 32k. We'll remove the bonus, and hopefully he'll sign that. And that's now it's got up to 34. That extra like couple of k you get from the bonus. Sometimes I'm kind of tempted to keep the bonus in there because obviously it won't get activated straight away. But there we go. We have signed a free agent, and yeah, I think the free agent signing of Fernandez was really good. We've also signed technically Danny Ings on a free agent, Bakayoko, Vazquez was a free agent. So there's a number of really, really good players that you can get for free. He is 78 rated, which when you compare him to Max Lowe, quite similar, to be honest. I think it's a good backup option, and it does mean Lowe's going to be the first team left back, and obviously whenever needs be, as you can see, his interceptions is slightly better. Defensively, much better. 6 more defensive awareness and really good dribbling. I think it's just a kind of good signing, and it means we can focus our budget on other areas. So quite glad with that signing. It does mean we've just got that option at left back now, and it does mean that Fernandez can move to the right backup position. So I don't think we need to sign any more fullbacks. I don't think we need to sign any more defenders, to be honest. I think it's predominantly looking at a new winger, because that will cost us quite a bit of money. So let's head over to the transfer hub and see what I've added. So the players that we have added to the shortlist on the winger/attacking midfielder position, obviously because we're playing a 4-2-3-1, either will do the job. So we've got Samuel Chukwueze here from Villarreal, really pacey winger. Would be a really, really good signing, and probably an upgrade on Damari Gray because of his, much younger age and probably much higher potential. We do have Buendia and Sarr still here, obviously very good players, but I just don't know if they're worth, that 35 to 40 million pound price tag at 81 rated. I think there's probably better options out there. We do have Piastri here from, I think that's the Argentinian league. Obviously he has signed for Man United in real life, but yeah, we'll wait and see. We do have a bit of an older player here in Salvio, still a very good player though. Does have the injury prone trait, but again another player with the giant throwing trait, which I kind of want to exploit this season. I think we can definitely look towards doing that with Gulam in a few games. But yeah, I think having these bit more experienced players in the Champions League will help us out quite a bit. We do have Weston McKennie here, who I want to see what kind of rating and what kind of price, because I think in terms of versatility, he can play anywhere down the middle. He's essentially like a Christian Bielik, but American. We do have Will Hughes here, who I'm kind of tempted just to bring back all the old Derby players that are kind of usable and actually good at 79 rated. Would only cost us pretty much his value, so it's not going to cost us that much, but it's where we really play, and that's the only real issue. We do have Bukayo Saka here from Wolfsburg on the game, but obviously as an Arsenal player. But I think it'll be very interesting to see, again, a player that's very versatile, can play left mid, right wing, or left back, and even in the central midfield positions I think he could do a job. So be interested to see what rating he has. Kostic and Hazard here from the Bundesliga would cost us about 35 million. Deulofeu, I think Deulofeu's not a bad shout, to be honest, at 26 million. He's not going to grow, but I think he's a terrific player, really good agility and balance, very good dribbling, and a good European footballer, of course. Then we've got a bit of an outside one, bit of a maybe unrealistic one, but I think I just love Heung-min Son. If, like, for example, we sell a Cabral or a Vazquez or something like that, and we get a lot of money, I'd love to get Son for essentially his value. He has got 12 months left on his contract. Still got Dean Garner here, we'll keep him there for the time being. We've got Eze from Crystal Palace, again a player that can play anywhere in behind the striker. Maybe slightly too low rated. I'm kind of looking for 82s plus. So we have got Isco here, obviously he's looking to move to Manchester United, and I don't know if that price tag at 42 million for a 30-year-old is really what I want. So we'll have to wait and see. We have got Morgan Gibbs-White and Florian Wirtz here as well. Matthias Pereira, not a bad shout. Doku's decent. There's a lot of good players here that are obviously on the shortlist before. I've added Ben Yedder to the shortlist as well. 31 years old. If he's like, 10 or 12 million, I wouldn't mind him as a backup striker. I've actually done something to the formations, which I will show you in a moment. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it, apart from Jovic. Again, Jovic would be a replacement if we did sell Cabral. So what I've done to the squads, I've made a good team and then a slightly weaker team. So this is what we can do in the Champions League, and it means we can keep the team pretty much fully happy. And it's not exactly that much of a downgrade between the two teams. If you want to pause it at any minute and just have a look through them, there's still Tom Lawrence and Vazquez to potentially come into these lineups if needs be, and we don't sell Vazquez, of course. But I think the goalkeeper position is, Ramsdale is probably maxed out at about 81. He may go to about 82, 83, but I think getting that next caliber goalkeeper might be the shout. But I have made a 4-4-2 formation, so this would mean obviously Mount would move out to a wide position, which he could do a job there. He's got 80 pace, it's decent. Does play there a few times for Chelsea, but it means we get 2 strikers in, and then we could bring in the likes of a, Ibrahimovic or a Ben Yedder. So I think that's definitely one thing we can look at. I think in terms of squad size, we've definitely got the opportunity to do that with Liam Delap and obviously Batshuayi still playing, so we'll potentially look at that 4-4-2 in the Carabao Cup. But let's go into our first Premier League game of Season 3 against West Ham, a good mid-table team to test us out, although they did actually finish quite high. I think they were in the Champions League places for quite a while, but did eventually drop off. Yeah, I think we will put him out in straight from the start. Obviously, he's 84 rated. There shouldn't be a reason not to play him. It's just balancing the squad. Obviously, we do have numbers, but obviously we do need those numbers because of the Champions League football now. I was kind of hoping that Harrison would be a little bit high rated. He's okay as squad depth, but I think on the wages that he's on, maybe overpaid a little bit. But yeah, he's one of those that obviously is still 25, so he can grow. Here he is then for his debut against West Ham. It is Mason Mount. Obviously, the number 8 is taken by Bird, and the number 10 is currently by Lawrence. They do have the new signing Pedro Goncalves. Not too sure who he is and what kind of rating he is, but yeah, let's have a look and see what this West Ham lineup is. It'll be interesting to see how Mount and Cabral link up, of course, but they are playing 4-2-3-1 with Lecomte in goal, Masuaku, Dendonka, Gigot, and Mayali at right back. I think that's how you say his name. Eggstein and Suchek. How do you say his name? Suchek in the left centre back. But I completely forgot how to say his name. Jared Bowen, Fornell's Goncalves, and Barderia up front. I'm not too sure who the two front men on are, but yeah, let's see how we do in this game. Obviously, Mason Mount getting his first touches there. We'll also get a touch for Bogle on his return appearance. Obviously, Jason Knight with the number 4 now. It's going to be interesting to see how we do defensively now. I think Jason Knight's only about a week away from moving to a CDM, which will give him a big boost. Kind of trying to find the space, but Jason Knight is in the box there with the shot to make it 1-0 in the 21st minute, and gets his first goal in that number 4 shirt number. I think that's what we'll eventually do in the future if Knight is still at the club. Of course, he's a terrific player, but a nice bit of hold-up play from Cabral, slips him in with his weaker foot. Of course, does have 5-star weak foot, and Jason Knight does get his first goal of Season 3. And yeah, I don't think I want to break up that combo of Bird and Knight in that holder midfielder role, so it'd be very interesting to see how he does change when he does go to CDM after this game. As you can see, Ramsdale's not the tallest in the box, but he does come and stop that attack. Still in the box though to potentially score the goal into the number 9 and into the back of the net. I thought we cleared it, but not quite fully. And yeah, I think Ramsdale doesn't quite have that presence that I want from a goalkeeper. He does make some good saves, but I think he does struggle at times to prevent some goals just because of his height. I think he is only 6'2", whereas I like goalkeepers, 6'4" plus. Yeah, 6'2". He's not the biggest in weight as well. So in terms of saving shots, he does an okay job. But I think just having that next caliber goalkeeper will definitely help us to prevent quite a few goals, and that's what we really struggled with last season. Chance here for Gray. Don't know why it went to Cabral, but he slipped him into Gray anyway. With the shot now into the back of the net, we do make it 2-1 there just to end off the first half. I'm not too sure who the West Ham goalkeeper is. Let me just quickly check. I think it was it Fabianski? No, it was Lecomte. He's only about 80 rated, and you can really tell when you're playing against a good goalkeeper and a goalkeeper that's, about Lecomte or Ramsdale's rated. So I think the likes of even a Handanovic at 38 might be the option that we should go for. Ooh, good chance through the middle here. It's a great ball from Gray. Can Danny Ings, with his second touch for the club, find the back of the net? And he does indeed, and that's why I've signed Danny Ings. He's a rotation player to come off the bench and to get that final goal to kill games. And is exactly done that there. I'm not too sure what the West Ham defence were doing there, to be frankly honest. Big gap in that defence, as you can see. Not too sure what was going on there, but yeah, Danny Ings with his first goal for the club, obviously with, you know, the Carabao Cup, Champions League and the Premier League. I think all my strikers are going to get plenty of game time and hopefully plenty of goals. Oh, chance here for Delves in the box. It's with the shot now, but Ramsdale does save it. We will get Louis Sibley on for these final 10 minutes, and yeah, I think in terms of the attacking mid position, we're perfectly good. Obviously, looking to sell Vasquez will give us that money, but why is my defender not auto-cleared that? It's just hit Bogle in the head and gone into the back of the net. And with still about 8 minutes to go now, I'm not too sure why Bogle... I don't know if I've got auto blocks on. I think I've I don't know. I think I turn them off because I don't like it when they're in the box and they'll just clear it for the sake of it. Auto block. Where's auto block? Or auto clear? Is it a clear? Auto clearance is off. I think I should turn that on from that goal there, because realistically, if I switch to Bogle there, he probably clears that off the line, but for some reason it's just hit him in the face. I'll even watch it back because it was that, don't know, just entertaining really. I just don't quite understand why. I don't know. Obviously I've turned it off because I don't like it when they clear the ball in situations where it's on the floor, but in those situations I guess it makes sense to have auto clearances on. Ball out to Gray for the final attack of the game, and there's full time. We do win the game 3-2. Again, defensively not the greatest, obviously won from a set piece, but yeah, I don't know, I think a better goalkeeper would definitely help us in terms of the rating. As you can see, we shot 3 times and we scored all 3 goals, so we did get kind of fortunate. We didn't exactly dominate that game, but obviously made really good chances. Like, a lot of people say when you've had a lot of shots that you deserve to win the game. It's about creating a really good chance, and yeah, Jordan Ibe obviously one that isn't maybe going to be happy because of the new signings. Obviously he's going to be kind of moving down the pecking order, but we'll have to wait and see. He's one of those that I wouldn't mind selling to get that next caliber player, but as you can see we have moved Jason Knight to a CDM now, and yeah, it's just about getting that defensive awareness up basically, because it's only at 55. We basically need to get that much improved. I might even go defensive midfielder, to be honest, because then it will do his slide tackling as well. I don't really need heading accuracy. So yeah, we'll leave him on that. It'll also increase his pace, strength, and interceptions and tackling. So his tackling's okay, it's just that defensive awareness just way too low. So Batshuayi is a bit annoyed he missed out on that last game, and obviously still a chance for him to get recalled. And obviously, as you can see, we have sold Ben Cabango for 7.2 million, giving us extra 5. West Ham are coming in for Max Lowe, obviously one of those core players that Derby do have. It is a good price, and it would obviously, realistically I could improve into that next level player, but he's one of those that I don't want to sell, and we will keep. Offer here from Matt Clark from Hertha Berlin, and it's a right back who's worth 20 million. Oh, again, Matt Clark's one of those that I'm just not going to let go. I'm even going to block offers so nobody can offer for him. There is a bit of interest here, 22 million for Malacia, but I just think I prefer to keep Max Lowe in the first team, and Guillaume can be the backup left back, moving Nacho Fernandez to left back, of course. Offer here from Wolves for Luka Jovic of 52 million. Again, a player that I won't sign unless somebody comes in for Cabral, but we have had a couple of offers here for Dario Bayo and Liam Delap. Obviously 2 players that, you know, they're good and maybe good in the future, but not quite now. But we will delegate to just a loan. I don't know. I think he'll just go up stats, so there's not really much of a point for selling him at the minute. And Liam Delap will also go for a loan. I can always recall them in January if need be. So one thing I could try is loans, because obviously the game has the loan to buy option now. I would like to bring in somebody like Mendy, but unfortunately It's about finding that player that, you know, they have one or two goalkeepers at the club already and don't mind letting another go. I do wonder if we could get like a Manuel Neuer or a Handanovic on a loan just because of their age and the position. Obviously, they should probably have backups. And there you go, we have actually got Handanovic on a loan option. It'll be very interesting to see if we can do... I might just do a basic loan, to be honest. I don't know if I want a loan to buy. At 38, he's only going to really deteriorate, so I'm not going to want to buy him. So I'll just do a basic term loan. And it's whether we do 2 or 1 year loan. I guess we do a 1 year loan, because then it will get us to the end of this season. And then we don't have to, obviously, cancel the loan if we get a better goalkeeper in. But I would like Inter Milan to pay the majority of the wages. Looks like they want us to pay the majority. So we're going to have to go for 45, 55. And hopefully, I think for an 84 rated goalkeeper, 29 grand a week isn't a bad price. So I think I will accept that. And we have signed Samir Handanovic. It's now down to the player, obviously, whether he does want to join us. We are in the Champions League, and he actually has got good stats. I did actually just close that there, but 89 positioning is top quality. You're not going to get much better than that. Like maybe Courtois and Oblak. Reflexes and diving at 87 and 85. If you compare it to Ramsdale, that's a massive increase. He has actually gone up there with Ramsdale by +1. Yeah, he's got 9 more positioning. He's got 4 more reflexes, and he's got 4 more diving. I'm not bothered about handling and kicking because they're just kind of irrelevant stats on a goalkeeper, in my opinion. So handling's nice to have, but it's not the be all and end all. So we'll just wait and see if Handanovic does accept that. We have had a couple of offers here. Eze to Sassuolo for 23 million. We do need to accept this deal now. Or do we negotiate the wages? Let me try, because Darabara is one of those that is on a bit of wage, so it would be nice to get Everton to pay the most of it. Yeah, so we do go into the wages bit here, so that's interesting to see. I kind of want to go for that kind of split. And there we go, cool. Carlo Ancelotti there. It's really annoying that they don't have the player faces, but nevertheless, we have had a big offer here for Jordan Ibe, who's kind of hit his max potential. He's not going to go. He might go to an 80, but I think if we can get 25 million for him, then I'll be more than happy to let him go. Obviously, he doesn't have a player-facing game, and it'll mean we can go to that next caliber right midfielder. So it'll be interesting to see how much they are willing to go up to. We will offer 25. I might even be tempted to go for the value that the game does say of 20. That so. Yeah, they've gone to 22. You can get it to 24 and a half. And I think, you know, it's a lot over his value for a player that's not exactly gonna play. And there you go, David Moyes has accepted that price tag. And yeah, I think Ibe's one of those that he's been good for the last couple of years, but I think now that we are in the Champions League, obviously it'll mean Gray goes to a backup winger, and we bring in a really good first team choice there. It's kind of the pace that lets down Ibe quite a bit. Like 82 pace isn't that quick. You know, I think in these competitions we do need that next level. 72 finishing again, not great. He's a good player, but it's just kind of hit his max potential and isn't going to grow too much more. Into the negotiations then for Liam Delap. It'd be interesting to see how much we can get Sevilla to pay his wages, and whether he'll actually play or not. That's another factor, of course. He's kind of one of those that would grow quite a bit if played, but it's just getting him game time, of course, so we will try and go for that bit more split for Sevilla, and there we go, we have got that accepted. And yeah, obviously we're just thinning out the squad slightly more, which we do kind of need to do. I think we've got a couple of players over that we do need, and there we go, we have loaned in Handanovic, which is absolutely ridiculous when you really think about it. I think it's that next level goalkeeper that we did need. I'm almost tempted to loan Van der Vaart out till January, or sell Ramsdale. That's the two options basically. But I think if you compare the two, as you can see, 4 more diving, 4 more reflexes, and 9 more positioning. It's really the positioning and the height of Handanovic that's going to make that difference. Obviously the handling and kicking, as I said, I'm not too bothered about. The same pace pretty much. Yeah, it's a good bit of experience in goal, and as we did with, you know, Ben Foster in the Championship, it's that really good goalkeeper that we did kind of need, and it'll be interesting to see what we do now with Ramsdale or Van der Vaart. Into the next game then against Arsenal. We are currently 4th in the league with that win against West Ham, of course. Yeah, we'll put Handanovic straight into the goalkeeper position. We'll see how he does against a big team like Arsenal. Obviously Bielik coming against his former club. Knight is a CDM now, so let me just change to the default, and as you can see it does go to a +4, and that defending has definitely improved. I think it was around 65, it's already gone up by 2. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he plays in game with the new stats. I think the difference between him and Bird is obviously the high work rates of Knight. Here we are then at the Emirates against Arsenal. Going to be very interested to see what kind of lineup they do have. I think we played them pretty much towards the end of the season at the Emirates, so they have got Leno in goal, Zach Medley, Gabriel Bender and Pavard, then Maitland-Niles at right wing back, Witsel and Xhaka, then a front three of Martinelli, Aubameyang and Nicolas Pepe. It's a good team, but I think it's one of those, like Everton, that we found very easy to beat in terms of defensively. They're not that great. Cabral was a little bit quiet in that last game, so it'll be interesting to see if he's kind of, I don't know, kind of run out of beans, but yeah, hopefully we can get a goal for him in this game. Chance here for Aubameyang. He's got the wrong side of Bogle into the back of the net to make it 1-0 there in the first 15 minutes. Not the best of starts, but obviously against these like top 6 teams away from home, we do struggle a bit, and yeah, we kind of got in with Bielik, but then maybe could have changed to Fosu Menster to block off the shot, but it is Aubameyang's first goal of the season, and yeah, it seems like Handanovic couldn't get his hand to that. But with Mount here, he does only have 3-star skills at the minute, which does kind of make it a little bit frustrating to use him, but Cabral's got the ball here, slipped into the box, but can't get to it, but he has intercepted it, can't get the shot off there. Aubameyang on the edge here, again, using his skills, gets it through to Witsel with the shot and into the back of the net. They do make it 2-0 there, and as you can see defensively, still a bit of a concern. I think it's one of those that, because we're playing on such a hard difficulty with the sliders, it's always, we're never going to keep clean sheets every single game. It's about damage limitation and trying to outscore the opponent, really. Chance here for Arsenal. Pepe's got him behind, and the Aubameyang in the middle. Somehow, oh my god, so unfortunate. That's so lucky from Arsenal to make it 3 there. I think it's Max Lowe getting the foot in. So unlucky. Max Lowe with the own goal, and that kind of, I don't know, I don't think we've really had any answers today against Arsenal, which, it's nice to see that it's not predictable. Like last season we found Arsenal very easy to beat, but now I don't know what the difference is really. I think Xhaka is the only real difference between the lineups. Marco Reus now on for Arsenal, but yeah, it's not been a good day today at the Emirates. Next full time against Arsenal is a 3-0 loss away from home, and a realistic, outcome against a top team. Obviously, we're kind of still embedding that the new signings into the team, the likes of Bogle, Handanovic, and we didn't even have a single shot, which is very rare. Arsenal defended very, very well indeed, and yeah, I don't know if Cabral's just kind of fallen off a little bit. So if we do get an offer, I'm kind of tempted to freshen up things and look for a new striker. So there we go, we have sold Jordan Ibe, giving us an extra 20 million to spend. It will put us up to 64 million now, which is quite a bit of money, and yeah, I think that right mid slot, I think Damari Gray's not really good enough, and it's trying to find that kind of player that will take us to the next level, and it is a tricky position to kind of try and sign for. The ideal would be Heung-min Son. I think he has just signed a new contract, that's why his value has gone up, but unfortunately we probably won't be able to sign Heung-min Son. Maybe someone like a Thorgan Hazard, can play pretty much anywhere behind the striker, although his potential is, that's the issue. Like, I'm kind of tempted to wait to see what Saka's value is, so we'll see what the scout report says. We have loaned out Liam Delap and Darik Bayo. Might need to actually check how many players we do actually have, because I don't want to loan out too many. We still got plenty of players. It might be a case of playing Fernandes at the right back position in those kind of big games where we need to be a little bit more defensive minded, and then bring on Bogle towards the end. But I don't know if Mount. I don't know. I've not been too impressed with Mount in the last couple of games, so maybe that's why Chelsea did sell him on the cheap. But yeah, I guess it's only one game. We'll see how things pan out over the season. And Ramsdale does want to play the next game, which is quite interesting. And I don't know if I was a massive fan of Handanovic, but I guess he's only on loan. But we have converted Rios there to a central defensive midfielder. Obviously, that's what we're predominantly going to be playing. And it might be a case of putting like a Bakayoko in, just to help us out defensively. So I think against Fulham, I'll put Ramsdale in, just because he's not. Fulham aren't going to be that difficult. It's at home as well, so we can have a bit of rotation between the goalkeepers. But I think that difference in positioning is massive, and will help us over the course of the season. But yeah, I think in terms of, I might need to go back to the scouting, stage, just to see what we can kind of get at that right mid slot. Kind of waiting to see what we can get for Samuel Chukwueze and Bukayo Saka. I think those two might be the ones that I'm looking for, especially with the age and the versatility of the two. Although Deulofeu is a very good player as well, but kind of the same rating as. Eze's just moved to Sassuolo, so we won't be able to sign him, which is a bit of a shame. Same with Isco. They've also gone to Man United. We'll probably remove most of those goalkeepers now that we have signed Handanovic in between the two episodes. But yeah, I think I kind of need to look. I think Luka Jovic is on the verge of going. I don't know if we go to 4-4-2 and bring in like a Jovic, but it would be the majority of our money. But he's a good player, Luka Jovic. In terms of finishing, 92 is ridiculous, but yeah, it's just trying to find those like 83 plus rated players that still have a bit of potential in them for a good price. It is really, really difficult to see those players in particular. Weston McKennie, only 24 million. Very good player indeed. I might be tempted if we could put a potential swap deal. We haven't actually tried any swap deals, but I've just found that they've not really been that successful. Julian Weigl going back to Dortmund again, quite a versatile player, can play anywhere down the middle. But yeah, I'm just trying to think what the player we need is basically to increase our creativity, and I think it need to be someone with like 90 plus pace and about 82 to 83 rated, and still under the age of 25, and that's a very rare player to find for an affordable price, of course. So yeah, I think we'll go back to the drawing board. Obviously, we've got Gulam, Handanovic, and somebody else in this episode, I think. Did we sign somebody else? Maybe we didn't. Maybe we just signed those two. I can't remember anyway. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. Make sure you do leave a like rating if you did enjoy it, and see you soon. Bye.